Hey guys, so I wanted to make videos about the how to get justice for Kenneka Jenkins. How to. Okay, I'm putting out a whole bunch of ideas. The reason why I feel like I am qualified in this area is because I'm in school for social media marketing. Okay, and the reality is if people are trying to go, through the internet and giving sharing information and having that information be um, there to try to reopen the case and things like that, it's really important to be able to have a strategy of how to actually, have it to where it's going to go somewhere. Okay, because the reality is people can make so many videos about a subject. It still doesn't mean, and it could be millions of videos, but if it's not organized and if it doesn't have a direction, it's just going to be as is. There has to be an actual strategy of how you're going to, how you're going to get it. Like, how are you going to get justice for Kenneka Jenkins? Okay. Now, from what I've seen, and what I've presented in my videos, it shows from my perspective that it looks like it was a setup. It looks like a highly organized setup. So then the question is, how can you combat something that's a highly organized setup? Well, on the flip side, you would need to be organized too. If you're trying to seek justice for all and everything, that you feel if, Kenneka was set up, you have to be organized. And what I'm seeing right here on the internet, and it's okay, there's, that can change, but I'm just letting y'all know from what I'm seeing that it's not organized. There's not a cohesiveness and there's not really a direction. It's like everybody's just they're just going on, they're making their videos, which is cool. People continue to do that. Okay. I'm going to do this in parts. Okay. First thing first, the most important thing is that there is a spokesperson. An official spokesperson that has already proven that they have taken an interest in the case of Kenneka Jenkins. They have put the legwork already in. There is a YouTuber that I've seen here on the internet that is very articulate. And it's really important. A person that is a spokesperson to where all the information is brought to that person, and then they speak about what they're seeing and organize it in such a way and present it in a way where it makes sense. It's very clear. Okay. That's not one of my specialties. I'm not. I wish I was more articulate. I mean, some people say that I'm articulate, but there are some people that are better in that area. Okay. That's the first step. Find a person, which I already know a YouTuber. They have to have exceptional grammar, be very articulate, and organize, and be able to present things that are able to be received in a very clear way. Which, yeah, I saw a YouTuber that has that gift, and pretty much with all the YouTuber channels, he's the best. So I'm gonna try to contact that person. Okay, second thing. So after you find the person that's gonna be the spokesperson, there would be a person to make a webpage or a place where the flow of information is there, but organized in different sections. Okay? For example, all the people that are researching or trying to figure out the different locations of the hotel, there would be that section where people are presenting just maybe talking about the layout, talking about where possibly Kenneka could have walked through, and just looking at the layout and really understanding it. Okay. Another section would be looking at all the people that were possibly involved with the setup of Kenneka, looking at it from all the different angles, but also looking at it from the higher, perspective as well, to say, okay, these are all the components, but at the same time, how did it happen? So there would have to be two people, or two areas within that section where it's focused on how did it happen, and then the other ones that are looking at the deeper, more detailed components of it and how they like interconnect together. Okay, so that's another section. Another section would be people that are in school that know video like no other, that they can analyze and be able to really tell what has been edited in the surveillance video that has been released, and they can tell. Now let me say this: there are people that are talking about the edited videos and things like that, and I'm not sure if they have that qualification where they're in school for that. I would very much say continue that. Because then what those people can do is bring the information of what they're finding, even though they may not be like, have those qualifications to be able to really tell. Whereas like, yeah, that was based on, the learning that they've, have in school. That people that are seeing like things where it looks like it's edited, they bring that information to the person that is qualified in that, in that area, and then bring it to the spokesperson, the person that's going to articulate the information. So like a flow of information. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so then the other area would just be, I don't know, y'all give me suggestions, but think about the different, one person maybe, one other section is just discussing just the pictures alone. And people that are studying criminal law that are in school. Okay, let me just tell you this. Do not underestimate college students. The reason why I say that is because college students, there is a passion there. Sometimes, like people, that become professionals later on in the field, they get jaded. I'm not saying all the time, but I'm just saying there is more of that opportunity, not opportunity, that sounds horrible, but, people can get more jaded through time. But people in school, there's way more passion. They want to make sure they do it right. It's like they feel called to do it. Okay, so never underestimate college students. Okay, because they don't owe any allegiance to any corporations. So a lot of the findings or anything that they come across or try to express is usually authentic. Okay. So then the question is like, how would you get a hold of college students? Well, what area, depending on what area you live in, you could be able to start connecting with, college students in those different areas, and then funnel that information, to a person. I think that maybe, okay, so there's a spokesperson, but I think that there would need to be a person that is a starter and the finisher where the information gets funneled from that person. I would think that it would have to be somebody that has studied criminal law, and that is like more a detective, because they're going to be able to see what information is actually going to reopen the case. Because like, let's just say if there's a video out there, okay, like one of my videos, I now looking back, I realized like, okay, that's not really gonna do anything, where I was like, talked about Bill Murray and then Selena Gomez, which by the way, I like Selena Gomez. I like her, I like her music. I'm just saying it's weird, that she was in Chicago during that exact time. I mean, there's a lot of things to it. Okay, but anyway, so also it's important not to discourage other people or try to go against what other people are doing. Just be, what are you for? Because like, that person has the freedom of thought, and even if it's like delusional, whatever, they still have that right. So if people are putting their energy to shut somebody up because they feel like, oh, that's not good. That's not good for Kenneka's case. That's going to be a waste of energy. You know what I mean? I would say focus more on what do you feel is going to actually move it forward. Okay? But that's why it would be important for somebody that has, studied criminal law to, funnel through all the information that's being, put there, and then bring it to the, spokesperson where they feel like, okay, this is something that needs to be talked about, you know. But then also like making a decision like, okay, so if they're coming across some like really like heavy important stuff, right? Maybe it could be in a different way, not going like full out on the internet, publicly, but maybe like, you know, have that information so where when the case is reopened, then it could be, brought there. You know what I mean? I don't know. So, I am not studying criminal law, so that's not my specialty. The things that I'm good at is social media marketing and just like, because if people are trying to get justice through the internet, I would love to be able to give people suggestions and just kind of get like something, like a momentum moving forward as far as the direction is concerned. Like, yeah, the videos are all there. There's many people that are all passionate, but there has to be direction. If there's not cohesiveness, and if there's not organization, it's just gonna be, So there always has to be that direction. Okay. So, yeah. So going back, spokesperson that's very articulate, that knows how to present in a very clear way. Somebody that studies criminal law, who is a person that can funnel all the information, that is going to be able to say, okay, what is going to get Kenneka Jenkins justice? Then the person that is specialized in the web design, where they could have it into an area, like a place where people can collectively get together. No, like there's a lot of Facebook groups out there, okay, saying justice for Kenneka. There can be another group of people that are more of the recruit type of people, where they go to the groups and they observe who's actually putting in the work and the energy into really finding out what happened to Kenneka Jenkins. Then they could tell them about the webpage and have them go, funnel them into, at least to go into like an area where the webpage is or something like that, And then, so each person, so what it's about is delegating and figuring out what someone has a gift in and acknowledging that gift and say every person that if they're passionate, they have a part in it. Every single person. And again, there's people that are analyzing the video, that they're really interested in analyzing that. Okay. Now if they don't have went through school, it's going to be really hard because sometimes the mind can play, it could play tricks as far as like the editing, like, oh, this was edited, this wasn't, or whatever like that. But those people still are doing like a significant job, because then they're the ones that can get the question started to where when they bring it to the person that is qualified, then they could take a look at it and say, oh my gosh, you're right. Does that make sense? And then they can just do like a little check mark saying, yeah, actually, you're right. That was edited. Because even if somebody is qualified, they still need that extra, a lot of extra people to help them, point out things. So they would also need to be humble about it and not just be like, I have these credentials and like that's the only thing. Like I'm the only person that can be able to see, something. So there always has to be a team of people working together, to have like a common goal. So that's the beginning of my video. What I would encourage any single person out there, okay? Any video that I have made, okay, on my channel, you are more than welcome to download it and put it on your channel. I would encourage you, as far as the how-to, okay, I would encourage you to download my video and put it on your channel. Because if this is a how-to, and I'm giving just like, I'm putting my thoughts together. I'm not saying that it's 100%, but I'm just saying, I'm just giving like, some ideas so that people can expound upon those ideas. And there could be it could be a reality. Justice for Kenneka could be a reality. So this is the beginning right here. This is the beginning as far as people starting to organize themselves. I would encourage any YouTuber out there to be open and receptive to work with other YouTubers and to have a connection, and find other YouTubers that are like you, and represent their channel. Like, even if you don't 100% agree, just be like, hey, and just like give a shout out to them, and give them them a platform on your platform, or just say hey, and just mention the YouTubers that you feel are bringing really solid information, and make sure to do a shout out on your channel to say, hey, I like this channel, this channel, this channel, this channel, and say the reasons why, so that people can be like, oh, okay, and they can go check out that channel as well. And just have a little more communication and cohesiveness with the YouTubers, and work better together, and never be against what anybody else is doing. Don't be against, be for. Find something that you resonate with and expound upon that. That's the thing that creates movement. Because really, the Second Amendment, or the freedom of speech, okay, it's very important. And whenever somebody feels like their, freedom of speech is being trumped under, or if other people are trying to go out of their way to trump somebody else's voice, you never know what gem and what information could come from that person. And also, it's very important to be humble when seeing other, when you're judging other people, or when you're looking at other people, and know that you're not perfect. You know what I mean? You don't see things always 100%. So really just never get in the trap that that somebody thinks that they know better than somebody else. Just don't do it. You know what I mean? But anyway, I hope that everybody has a wonderful day. I'm going to do this in parts. Yes, download my videos, okay? Put it on your YouTube channel, and then just, you can also, if you want, if there's things that you don't agree with, you could talk about, well, I just don't agree with this part right here. I don't think it's going to work because, who do what you feel, you know what I mean? But I hope that everybody has a wonderful day, and to be continued.